Jackson here at Song Mentor. You know, if you were pressed and did some research, you could probably find some connections between Paul Simon and the Beatles. But here's one you may not know. Today's song was written in a Liverpool train station. Homeward Bound was released just before Christmas in 1965 and has gone on to become an American folk classic. Here's Paul Simon, Homeward Bound. All right, let's talk about how to get started here with Homeward Bound. The first thing I'm going to ask you to do is take your capo and put it on the 3rd fret. That's where we're going to play this song. So take your capo, put it on the 3rd fret, retune, and come back to me in a couple of minutes. Hey, you're back. And we've got a nice sounding as it should sound. Homeward Bound is in the key of B flat, but with the capo on the 3rd fret, we are able to learn it with as if it were in the key of G. So the 5 chords, the 5 open chords I'm going to give you that we're going to use in the song are much easier to play than if we were playing it without a capo and in B flat. So the first chord you need is an open G chord. And I'm going to call it an open G chord even though with the capo on the 3rd fret it's a B flat. Open G, need an open E major, A minor, an F major, and an open D. And those are the 5 chords you need. We're going to play around with a little bit of pick work, etc. But those are the 5 chords you need for Homeward Bound. Alright, well let's slow it down and show you that beautiful little intro and outro to Homeward Bound. First thing we're going to do is pluck down with the pick on the 3rd and 2nd strings open. And then we're going to hammer on and off again with our first finger on the 1st fret, 2nd string, and our 2nd finger on the 2nd fret, 3rd string. Okay, looking at the right hand there. So I only picked twice. It's a hammer on and a hammer off that creates the 3 sounds. The next spot I go to is with my 2nd and 3rd fingers. My 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string and my 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 4th string. So I'm going to change from this that I just showed you to open 3rd and 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. And then, as if I'm playing a C chord, I have my 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string and my 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. And then finally I'm going to end up at the 3rd fret of the 6th string, or the bottom note of the G chord. And keep in mind, as I'm giving you all these fret references, they are assuming that the new nut is the capo. So when I say 1st fret, of course it's actually the 4th fret on the neck, but I'm saying 1st fret because it is relative to the capo. So again. Time slowly. So now as the verse begins, we're going to use a series of down and up picks that go from, we're going to work with starting with the G chord here. And what I'm doing there is picking down on the 6th string and up on 3/4. Okay, so for those first 4 little chord sections, it's the G, and then using my second finger on the second fret, my first finger down to the first fret. So let's do that again. It's the G chord, and my third finger plays the third fret of the sixth string, of course. And then we're going to use our second finger last one is that open E chord. So again, we're going from third to second to first with the 3, 2, and 1 fingers while keeping these third and fourth strings open. And I'm not meaning to give you the finger there. Sometimes that happens when I transfer a little bit. Bad habit. So for the second half of this verse progression, we switch to an A minor. Now our down picking is on the 5th string and up on 2, 3 instead of up on 3, 4. We're just moving everything from so the chord progression is A minor, F, G, D, and then we start strumming because we're into the chorus. So just to review that again. So this takes us into the chorus and a section that I think we should strum, like this. And that takes us back into the second verse. So here's that strumming pattern. So now what I'm recommending for that little bit that goes home, where my thoughts escaping, that part. All I'm doing there is G chord, C, da, 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 little run down from the 3rd fret of the 5th string, 2nd fret, open, back to the G. Home, when my thoughts escaping home, when my music's playing home, and my love lies waiting silently for me. And then we're back into verse 2. All right, well, let's do a playthrough that includes intro, verse, chorus. I'm sitting in a railway station, got a ticket for my destination. On a tour of one-night stands, my suitcase and guitar in hand, and every stop is neatly planned for a poet and a one-man band. Homeward bound, I wish I was home. All right, well, fine tuning. Today we're going to mention, of course, the strum pattern, which is quite important in this song. But this is a nice song in the sense that, as some folk songs do, it alternates between some picking and some strumming. So that really makes the song kind of special that way. I also want to show you in fine tuning today the ending for the song, which is played like this. We're going to go back to our verse, and we're going to repeat that last line silently for me 3 times, and then go back to the intro, which I said earlier was an intro and an outro. Silently for me, silently for me. Well, there you have it, Paul Simon's beautiful Homeward Bound. Learn all little bits, put them together, and amaze your friends. We'll see you next time on Songman.